Hello and welcome to Dream Life Designer. I'm Lauren, and in this video you will learn how to achieve your yearly goals by turning them into actionable steps. I come out with new videos every week that cover topics related to achieving your dreams and goals in life, so please subscribe below to be the first to know about them. In my last video I talked about how to set long and short-term goals based on the dream life that you've envisioned for yourself. If you haven't viewed that video yet, you can find a link for it down in the comments below. Once you've taken the time to set your long and short-term goals, it's time to start looking at how to make your short-term goals, your one-year goals, a reality. The key is to look at each of your one-year goals and decide on specific actions that can get you to your goal. Think about what is it within your power to do to get you closer to your goals. As you do this, it's also helpful to break your year down into smaller chunks of time. I usually start breaking it down into quarterly chunks and then into monthly chunks. This will help you stay on track in achieving your goals instead of letting some of them slip and lose sight of them until the very end of the year. It's also important that you are realistic when you set your actionable steps. What do you think you actually will do? You can be ambitious, you can push it a little bit, you can push yourself more than you normally do, but still try and make it realistic, something that if you are ambitious, you can achieve. Create doable steps within the time frame you give yourself. Let's look at an example of what this could look like. In the last video I made about goal setting, short and long-term goals, we used some examples of someone who wanted to work as a freelance graphic designer. So let's take a look at breaking those one-year goals they had down into some actionable steps they could take that are quarterly and monthly steps. First, when you're looking at a one-year goal, you have to think, what all do I need to achieve this year in order to reach that goal? The one-year freelance graphic design goal that we talked about in our last video was that by the end of 1 year, they would have at least one freelance graphic design job they are working on every month. So they would brainstorm, what do I need to do in order to get to that point in this year? So I would need to set my rates. I would need to design a website and a portfolio where people can find me and hire me. It'd be helpful to join or attend some networking events. I could promote on LinkedIn and other social media. I could reach out to small businesses with my portfolio. I could continue to update my website and social media with the projects that I'm working on. So those are all different things, different steps that could be taken to get there by the end of the year. Things that could be done in order to reach that goal. Once there's that brainstorm of those brainstormed ideas can be broken down into quarterly steps. So let's say we're starting in January. So the first quarter would be the first 3 months of the year. Let's look at those brainstorm ideas. It's pretty achievable to set rates in that time, to get a website started, to get a portfolio together of my work. Another important thing could be to write a contract template so that when people want to hire me, I have a contract to give them. That could be written in the first quarter of the year. And I could start promoting on social media in that first quarter. So that's quite a few steps that could be in those first 3 months. Then we want to break those things that group into that quarter down into those 3 months, January, February, March. So maybe January, a first step would be to set my rates, so I'm ready with that, to get some good headshots for my website, and to get some reviews from people I've worked with in the past, whether it's people when I was in school or if it was some side jobs I had or even volunteer stuff, to get some reviews from people that I can put on my website. In February, I could focus on putting my portfolio together, getting my website up and running, and creating that contract template so that I'm ready for new clients. Then in March, I can start focusing on promoting with social media, putting the word out there that I am for hire as a freelance graphic designer. So for each goal that you have, you start with your goal for that year and think, what are actionable steps I can do to get me closer to that goal? And what are other steps maybe that I need to do those steps? Like for the graphic design webpage, I could break that down into smaller steps, like getting headshots or getting reviews to put on it. So think about all those steps, brainstorm them, divide those up into each quarter of the year, what is doable in each quarter, then divide each quarter's steps up into each month. What are you able to achieve in each month so that by the end of the year you have all of those steps accomplished? Sometimes some of the steps you need to take to get to where you want to go aren't that exciting, they're not that glamorous. That's why you have your journal with your dreams written down, with your goals written down, so if you're starting to get discouraged, you're not having so much fun with some of those steps that you need to do, you can take a look back at your dreams, at your goals, and remind yourself why you're doing this and that you are getting closer to there. And you can remind yourself of all the things you've achieved and how much closer you are now to living your dreams than you were before you started. Now, if you don't achieve everything that you've set as actionable steps for you in 1 month, that's okay. As long as you're working at it, as long as you didn't just give up and you're being lazy, but you're working at it, you can keep going. Even if you were being lazy, you can always start over again. Even if you didn't achieve all of your steps for 1 month, you can still work on those steps. You can do them the next month. If you didn't get it done in 1 quarter, you can work on it the next quarter. Even if you don't get it quite in the time frame you've set for yourself, you can still achieve it. It might just be a little bit later. That's okay. Don't feel like a failure. Don't feel like you're slacking on the job. As long as you are sticking with it, as long as you are working at it, you'll get to where you want to go. And if you were starting to slack on the job, if you were kind of being lazy about it, you can reboot. You can refresh your motivation and your energy by looking at your dreams and reminding yourself why you're doing these steps. It's also possible that you'll make up the time later on. If you didn't get all of your steps done now, some of your later steps might go more quickly when you get to them. So don't worry about it if you're a little behind your schedule that you set for yourself. It's just a guide and a tool to help you. It's not set in stone. It's there to serve you and to help you get to where you want to go. Make sure that you're looking regularly at the steps you've written for yourself so that you can stay motivated, stay on track, and as you accomplish them, you can highlight them to show yourself and remind yourself all the things you have accomplished, all the progress you've made. And when you're looking at it, you might realize, oh, a couple of these steps I don't need to do. I could cross them off. Or you might come up with another step that would help you get to your goals. So you might want to add those in. It's totally fine to change up your steps that you're doing if you realize there's something that will serve you better. Or maybe there's a goal that you don't care about anymore, so you can just cross off all those steps that you have. Keep looking at it regularly, keep it alive, make it true to you and true to your dreams and useful to you. This is all about helping you live your dreams. So if your dreams change, you can change your goals, you can change the steps you're using to get to them. Just make it work for you. Please let me know in the comments below, how can I help you? Are there goals you're having trouble breaking into actionable steps? Or specific types of goals that you would like some examples of what it could look like? I love hearing from you, and I take your comments into account as I plan for my future videos. I want to make sure that I'm creating videos that are helping you live your dreams. If you found this video helpful, please click the thumbs up button and share it with a friend. Also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe so that you stay up to date on all of my future videos that come out to help you get closer to living your dream life. I'll see you next time.